Good morning. Welcome to Quilts and Coffee. Today I am going to demonstrate the circular attachment for the sewing machine. And I haven't really used this much, but it's really kind of fun. I've kind of got the machine set up so that I can demonstrate right away. I did a little portion of it. But when you're doing this, you want to pick a stitch that really doesn't feed backward very much, or that it's a pretty open design so that it will feed through really well. And they do tell you to use a stabilizer. And so I do have a layer of fabric and a layer of tearaway stabilizer so that it can be torn away. Depending on what you're doing, you could do a sew-in stabilizer and leave it in there. So it kind of depends on what you're doing. Now, I have not tried this like with 2 layers of fabric and batting, you know, like a quilt sandwich. I haven't tried that, so I'm not sure just how that would work, but I would imagine that it would work really good and that you could use it for a quilting design on your quilt too. So, but anyway, I picked a flower design that's here in the Epic 2 machine, and you can see it's pretty open, and I've got it set up. Right now it is set up on about an 8 3/4 inch circle. It does show you in centimeters and in inches how big your circle actually is. And so I'm just going to continue here. I've got a brown thread in so that you can kind of see what the design is. I also have the A foot on, but I'm thinking, depending on the design that you want to do, you may want to put the B foot on if it's got a little bit more satiny stitches or something in it. I did do some playing around. I did kind of a, oh, I can't think of it. Candle wicking stitch, yes. You know, and I did do that. It's not a true candle wicking, but yet it does kind of look like that. And you can see I did a circle on there. Not that you can see it real well because I did it in white thread. But what you do is you cut, at least I cut a square that was a little bit bigger than the diameter of the circle that I wanted to use. And then I cut the stabilizer the same size. My fabric I folded so that you could tell right where the center of the fabric was, so that you can put your push pin in there. And I'll show you the push pin in just a minute. I'm over halfway through the circle, and this circular attachment, it actually comes with 3 different templates that you can use. This one here is used to make the circle, and it kind of tells you, the directions tell you how to mark it and that kind of thing, how to do it. This one here is actually a 4-petal design, and the directions are really pretty good in there. This one happens to be a 6-petal design, and you can see there's a half a petal there and 2 petals there, and there's another half, and then you would match it going this way, and then you'd get the other half of these 2 petals. And so it really does make some fun designs. And we also have this set up on one of our adjustable extension tables. This one happens to come from Viking. We do have some other tables that you can get that are a little bit flat. This one kind of has a rounded edge here so that you can kind of see things a little bit better. And it has kind of a measuring guide on here. And if you don't want one of these that you have the embroidery arm on, you could leave the embroidery on and sew with it that way too, because remember, you can adjust it between sewing mode and embroidery mode. And as you can see, I've just been having this run as we're going, as I'm talking, and I'm just about to the end here now so that you can see what it looks like. And I'm going to say, it is really kind of cool if you want to make like a table mat or a candle mat, or even like a pretty good sized round placemat. You could put a few of these circles together to make a fun placemat. And I'm actually at the end, and I push my stop button so that it gets to the end of that flower. And then I'm going to cut my thread. And then here's my push pin I just pull that out and pull, oops, my thread didn't cut. Sorry. Okay, so you can see how that made a circle. Now I should have stopped it a little bit quick because it overlapped a little bit too much there. But anyway, that's what the circular attachment does. It's very easy to adjust. You hold it with your left hand and you can just move it back and forth. There's your 10 inches. There's your centimeters, 26 centimeters. And just slide it back and forth that way to whatever size circle you want. So, okay, I did like an 8 3/4, so now I'm gonna do about a 6 1/2. And I'm gonna just actually stick that on the same thing, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of a different stitch on it. You take and you put the push pin, excuse me, in the center hole, excuse me. But anyway, you put it in the, the hole for the push pin. I apologize. There we go. I'm also going to just take a kind of a straight stitch, I think, so you can see what that does. Okay. This one goes a little bit faster because it doesn't have to do so many stitches backwards or anything else. But you can see it's just going around in a perfect circle for you. Okay. And, oh, there again, my thread didn't cut. I'm going to have to do some checking on that. I might have to do some cleaning up. So anyway, it's kind of a regular push pin that you use in there. And it just pops up out of there. There's 2 holes that it goes into right there. And these 2 pegs go in the holes. And this, you just move that to where you want it. Excuse me. But there you can see my other circle. So we've got something kind of fun planned for next week, so be sure to tune in next week. See you next week. Bye.